We've now had the confirmation that Mattia Binotto has resigned from his position as the Ferrari team principal. Not much of a surprise. We were expecting this news. It broke out since the end of, or around the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Was never really put to bed, this rumour, by any of the Ferrari chairman or anybody in that matter. They did strongly deny it at one point, but the rumours never really went away. And Ferrari lose a key man in their stable. There was rumours that the Ferrari chairman John Elkann was a bit reluctant to accept the resignation of Mattia Binotto. They're going to lose a really valuable member of the team at Ferrari. The timing of it is, it was the end of the season, but it really is going to put some pressure on with him leaving at the end of the year for the new team principal to step into his place. Now, Binotto come under a lot of criticism, namely the reliability of the Ferrari with the engine issues and the all too public strategy errors that the Ferrari team made in their fight for the title battle this year. Now, some of that is fair and accurate, some of that criticism of Matteo. Some saying, he should have took a stronger stance in getting rid of the team, or the strategy team at Ferrari. The number of errors they made, should have been ironed out a lot earlier, and people arguing that heads should roll. Now, following his resignation, I don't think this will be the last. I think there'll be other key members of that team also resigning. Now, following Matteo out of the door, it'll be interesting to see who comes in. At the moment, it is rumoured that the Alfa Romeo boss, Vasseur, he is lined up to take that role. So there'll be a vacancy somewhere there as well, further down the grid. Now, Ferrari have lost this guy at a really key time. He's a person that, for his criticisms, has actually done quite a brilliant job. He's been in Ferrari since 1995, started in the engine department, and worked his way up through the company and got the head of team principal. And Ferrari is a massive job. Before he arrived, they had the massive issues with Massimo Arrivabene, who was a team principal before him. He isolated a lot of key members, James Allison being one, and left for Mercedes, and what a tremendous job he did there following leaving Ferrari. So he came in, he restructured, became a place where errors weren't punished so heavily, and an environment where the team could grow. And they developed last year a car which was kind of expected. You wanted Ferrari to be back at the front, but there was a massive jump from them going in third place in the constructors, quite a way off the pace, never really challenging the Ferrari or the Red Bull, to early on in the season, at least anyway, really putting forward a title challenge. They had probably the fastest car in a lot of the races last year, and probably they were making incremental steps to get it right. And losing a key member now, where they looked like they were finally getting some of their cards in place, and yes, they were always going to struggle in that first season for a championship battle. I always believed that was going to be the case, but without him there now, with the massive experience of managing a team, he's someone that fundamentally understands the design of the car and the engine, and how that works from the base up. So a really key member of the team, with a real good understanding of how to create and get a winning Formula One team, which he got this season to some extent. And now was a step for them to push on and go forward and potentially, go ahead and jump and win that title. But he's gone. Now, how will this affect Ferrari in their hunt for the championship now? And that's the key question, really. Now he's gone, where do they go? Well, they've got this guy lined up for potentially the new year, but for him to then come in and understand the design concept of the car and whether he feels that's the right direction they should go in, understanding the cost cap budgets, and obviously getting to grips with Ferrari. They're a massive organisation. The politics and the noise around Ferrari is huge. They're one of the biggest teams on the grid, and massive in Italy, with a huge fan following. So he'll have a lot to do to get his feet under the table, and that 2-3 month period could be where he might slip from understanding the car development and moving forward in that regard. You know, it might be that they lose the championship just based on this, on losing Mattia at this time. So, you know, it's a really key moment for Ferrari. You know, this next guy has to be absolutely right. And maybe it might be someone from within the team that they bring up, but it seems unlikely with the news of someone coming from outside. Maybe they're looking at fresh ideas to, you know, build that up and renew and get to winning ways. But the pressure is huge now. The chairman or CEO of Ferrari turned out and said, you know, not long ago, that actually second place is second of the losers and we're not interested in that. We need a winner. So the guy that's coming in, you know, really needs to get it right, and there's a lot of pressure on him to just come in and actually start winning and get Ferrari that first world championship. Second, as they've said so far this season, isn't good enough, and that cost Mattia his job. So bit of a poison chalice for whoever's coming in, to be honest with you, with that pressure. It reminds me of sort of the time of Sir Alex Ferguson leaving United, and you know, David Moyes coming in. It was always going to be a massive mega job and someone's going to struggle, and I feel like that kind of element is going to play it out here as well at Ferrari. And then we could go through what we've seen with Ferrari of massive instability, with, you know, chopping and changing leaders up at the front, you know, and Ferrari looked like they were finally getting that right with having Mattia in there, who's been there for 4 or 5 years now. And then hopefully that continuity would have led to like what we've seen in the John Todd era, would that continue to, they lost out in 97, lost out in 98, but then got it right and then went through a golden era in 2000s, early 2000s with, you know, numerous titles. So it felt like Ferrari might be on that brink, but they've kind of said no, we're not happy with where we are. So it'll be interesting to see who the replacement and how this affects Ferrari going forward. Personally, I think he's a major loss for the team. There'll be a number of suitors out for him, no doubt. I imagine we'll see him somewhere high up in other teams. He's got massive experience dealing with, you know, Formula One, the politics within the paddock, dealing with the FIA, managing a team where the politics even within the company of Ferrari are absolutely huge, and trying to put them to one side and build a winning team. You know, he's built them skills and they'll be valuable to a number of teams coming in now to Formula One, even with someone like Audi. You know, that would be quite an interesting move if he can make his way there. But who will replace him? Well, it looks like this Visual guy from Alfa Romeo. Will be interesting to see if someone like Ross Brawn steps in. That'll be absolutely golden. He's left his role from the FIA this year. Said he's retiring, but would this be, you know, that one last hurrah for him back up Ferrari and getting them their first title in a number of years? It would be absolutely fantastic to see. But let's see how this one plays out. Just a quick update on that one. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. I'll see you in the next video.